Hey, what's up, everybody? HTG Brian back with more Funko Fusion. Next up, The Thing, Level 5 Story, Blair Scare. That's right, although we thought we took care of him in the last section, it turns out he's still got a little fight left in him. Now, there is a couple of different tips and tricks we're going to provide for this, and you can choose to do how you want. And when we get all done with this, we're actually going to wrap up a trophy achievement called Wait Here for a Little While, which is actually the last line of The Thing movie that Kurt Russell says. They're waiting in the snow, waiting for potential rescue, which is probably never going to happen. And one of them could be The Thing. And so rather than advance and try to actually escape, they just sit there and wait for a little while. So without waiting much more, let's go ahead and jump into door number 5 and check out Blair Scare. All right, here we are. No cutscene to start this off. We're going to flip the switch and get right to it. Now, there is a bunch of vinyl scattered throughout, but a couple things that you should note right away. You want to go ahead and activate the collection tube where we will be reporting or actually turning in all of the purple goo. You also probably want to grab that free soda because, well, you know why. Now, we're also going to grab this propane or gas canister here and slam it right on the middle of the wood there. Now, the goal of this first battle section is to actually use the gas canisters to hurt or melt these tentacles. And, of course, they provide a couple of them for you, but we're going to need to craft or mold a handful of them as well. So place them with the yellow circles sort of surrounding the brown wooded areas, because that's where the tentacly-like things come from. Then go back inside this little area here and grab the propane tank and slam it into the mold machine so we can get some power. Then, of course, we're going to switch on over to the gas canister and mold a buttload of them. That's right. Literally a ton of these things. Now, as you continue to mold them, it will likely say things like low stock or something like that. Don't worry about that. You should have plenty. Now, our goal or suggestion for right now is to place 4 to 5 gas canisters on the brown wooded areas. We're also going to craft a few extra and just sit them in this room for easy collection later. The reason for this is as soon as we start to melt the tentacles, there is a never-ending spawning series of bad guys. There seems to be 3 out on the screen at a time. If you take one out, he does respawn. So if one gets trapped in the corner or something like that, definitely let him sit there because you'll actually get a little bit of a reprieve from him not being able to get to you. Now, once we get through and get 30 purple goos collected in the tube, it's actually going to transition to a second phase of the boss battle. And after taking out all of the remaining baddies on the floor, you should have a couple of seconds to use some heals or whatever you might want to do. So here we go. We've got a couple out there. We're going to go ahead and shoot it 2-3 times and explode the tank. As soon as it does, it actually spawns the bad guys, just as promised, but also reveals a bunch of green goo. Now, if you successfully take out 2 tentacly-like things with the explosions of the gas canister, you should be pretty close to having 10 particle pieces, which is a good number to turn in. Now, as it turns out, I'm a little bit short. In fact, I think I have 9 as I run around. Now, it's also important to note that when you jump, you can actually do the roll. As you can see, I continuously am doing, especially with this guy, because normally the button for rolling is actually his flamethrower. So in order to actually do a roll or a tumble, you have to use the jump to start it. Now, because these tentacly-like things don't all go to different spots, we're going to have to likely move around some of these gas canisters. But good news, we've got a bunch out in the field, so we can quickly move them from one spot to the next, making it pretty easy to attack the tentacles. Now, again, as you can see, we're relentlessly being attacked by these bad guys. Try to avoid them as much as possible. Also use the retreat fight tactic as much as possible, too. This will allow you to take out some or do some damage to these guys while also being able to stay safe and not taking damage yourself. All right, we got a lot of purple ooze. Let's go ahead and turn it into the tube. And it turns out we're a couple short. Now, once you hit 30, it will transition to the second phase. And that's when we're going to need to go up top and melt the wood in the middle. We place that canister up in the early spot, and it's going to do us good here in a second. But we got to finish off the tentacles down here and get our number to 30 first. Now, like I said, as soon as we get it to 30, we should be able to clear out the area and have a couple of seconds of freedom. So we got it to 30. We're going to go ahead and take out these bad guys. Boy, I hate these head creepy, crawly, I don't know. I think they're referred to as headhunters from the last level, but maybe not. But you can see we got 30, and I'm kind of looking around to make sure there's nothing else, and turns out there was one more baddie that came out of nowhere. Or maybe he just wasn't completely done dead. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and crack off a can because we needed a little top off. And of course, reduce, reuse, recycle. Turns out there's a recycler right there. Definitely use that to get a little closer to that trophy achievement for, I think it's 50 of them. When you're ready, hit that gas canister over the wood and cue a cutscene. That was a face only a mother could love. All right, all hate aside, we're going to retreat back into this other room over here because there should be a handful of bad guys attacking you. And I always like to use the environment or doorways to funnel the bad guys through because they kind of get stuck on each other and only one or so at a time can make it through. After the coast is clear, we got to focus on the big guy up top while also avoiding all of the constant barrage of little baddies. Now, what happens next is partially luck involved from as much as we can tell, but also just be patient. So there is a move that the big guy does that drops sort of a head down on the ground that reveals some purple goo spots. It's going to be up to us to focus on when that head reveals itself, and then of course to try and take out the purple spots as fast as possible. Now you might notice I actually have some purple goo, meaning that the head had revealed itself. In fact, on the left, as I ran up the stairs chasing the red orb baddie, it was also out and ready to get shouted. But we're going to go ahead and turn in these couple of bits, or we're going to try to anyways, and wait for another section. So I find this little area right here pretty good. After you take out roughly 10 or so bad guys, they seem to slow down at least for a minute. I'm using the whole theory again where I'm just going to go ahead and get up close and personal and shoot this guy a bunch, trying to trigger any kind of action that's going to reveal that head with those purple spots. But I had very little luck with it. Even when I get up close and run circles around him, not much luck. So again, there may be a moment or something that triggers that head to drop down and reveal itself, but we did not figure it out. So drop a comment down below in the video if you can help other gamers get through this a little faster. Otherwise, just use this stairway to go ahead and pop in and out of the action. And of course, being aware of the guy spawning behind you, because that clearly happens. And just avoid the shots of green. And then, of course, wait for that head to reveal itself. It should be coming any second now. I'm going to crack open a soda because I'm getting a little low. And yep, see, there's more shots. Now, in earlier battles, you had to attack right after they attacked. That didn't seem to be the case. I've shot high, I've shot low, I've shot the eyes, I've shot the arms, I've used flames. So I really didn't figure out how to advance this other than just being patient. And like I said, I get there, don't worry. It is a little bit of a lengthy section of a boss battle and seemingly never-ending baddies. But again, we get little reprieves here and there, so just be looking for a little break. And of course, keep your eyes up top on that guy to drop the head. It should be coming any second for the next round. Come on, do it, do it. I promise he does reveal himself at some point. And again, I tried everything. I tried shooting him while he was shooting the green stuff at us. I tried hitting him in the eyes, hitting him in the belly. And oh, look at that. He finally drops the head. And we're going to go ahead and shoot that purple goo. And of course, you got to collect it too. Now, there is some on the sides of him as well, so definitely be aware of that. So anytime you successfully get some of the purple stuffs, make sure you collect it all. Now, right now, I can't collect any more as I'm running through it, and it's not picking up. So go back to the tube, turn it in, and of course, make it right back over to those piles and pick up as many as you can. And that should be just enough for us. As you can see, we're at 46. I think that's going to push us up to 50, maybe? You'll know and it'll turn gold. Nope, looks like 47. Whap, 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 whap. So we got that head to drop one more time, or need it to drop one more time, and we should be able to complete this meter here. And that will allow us to trigger the boss assistants. They come in, and it's actually quite surprising who comes to help us out. Any ideas, any guesses? Or do you already know? Don't ruin it for others. Look at me, I'm trying to find some more purple pieces, and none out here. Like I said, I ran circles around him. I got up close and personal. I used the flamethrower. The only thing that I did not try is dropping another gas canister. So you might try that if it's taking forever. But you can see it took a couple of minutes, but it eventually worked out for me. I think I turned in the bits because I don't seem to have them around me anymore. And I just got to focus on the tube here in a second. And it's gold. It's got an exclamation point, so be looking for that. Go ahead and activate it by pressing the icon indicated started, and when it's done, it should go ahead and trigger a nice little cutscene. What? It was the cover art from the movie itself? I'm not exactly sure what to even call that. I guess it's just The Thing. But pretty cool stuff, right? I mean, as soon as I saw that, I was like, what? That's nostalgia at its best. So good job again, 1010 Games, for creating a crazy moment that made jaws drop. Or at least mine anyways. All right, once you get all the remaining little guys taken care of, simply get up close and personal and do as much damage to this guy as possible. Essentially, this is a vinyl collection moment, a little bit of a celebrate and collect that vinyl. We'll go ahead and get it all, and it won't be long before we take off into another cutscene. All right, so boss is done did. Eddie is waiting over there for us to have a nice little chat with him. But of course, guess what? More bad guys. So there should be 4 or 5 more scattered throughout. Be on the lookout because they are on high alert coming to attack you. And we should be able to collect a few pieces of vinyl. There is a silver chest and some other things you could, of course, open up if you were wanting to. We're going to save all that for the fun play, so keep in mind those fun play videos are going to be pretty packed with collectibles, as there are going to be 7 silver crowns. We're going to have the red orb baddies. We're going to have the green orbs. We're going to have all sorts of stuff. So look at this guy just chilling over there. Oh, by the way, if you hit him in the eye, it's kind of like a headshot, so be aware of that. All right, you've got a fiery personality. I'll keep fighting till there's no enemies left, and then I've won. Yeah, he doesn't realize that this battle is almost over. I mean, I don't know if they give the same lines regardless of the order you play it on, or if this is like the statements that he makes after you beat him for the 5th or 6th time. But anyways, collect the crown, and we are out of here. Real quick, let's acknowledge how great those grunts and groans were. Somebody should have won an award for that. If they haven't already, they should. So, there's some good stuff. But quick look at the collectibles, and as expected, empty. We'll be back in the fun play, as I was just saying a minute ago. And of course, if you want to complete the thing and get the trophy achievement, you'll notice that the area is now locked. We're going to go hop into the old swimming pool and go, up. I was going to say vertically. But yeah, that's accurate, I guess. All the way up to the first world, which for us was Jurassic World, and all the way back to the staircase and up and around, and we'll basically find ourselves at the crown chute, exchanging the world crown, and that should ring off the trophy achievement for completing the thing. Now, after that, we're going to have a quick word with Mr. Eddie himself, and then we'll go over and talk to Freddy as well. So here we go. We got the crown. We're getting close to the end here. Booyaka show. Wait here for a little while, which is what happened until he dropped the bottle in that last cutscene there. So, all right, we're good there. Now let's go ahead and see what's up with Mr. Eddie.
I am waiting, misshapen in the darkness, watching your worlds with envious eyes. Soon I will be ready, and in countless forms I will strike. Your worlds will fall, and your people will suffer, and then all your power will be mine. So get ready, Freddy.
I'm going to have to talk to somebody who played this in a different order to see if the same cutscenes play in the same order or if it's based on the world that you complete. Because I'd be curious. They're showing Jurassic World and stuff right there. Is that what you see at the end of all of them? Now, basically, Freddy here is saying if we can find one more world crown, we should be able to defeat Eddie. So we're going to go ahead and work on that. Last but not least, we got Battlestar Galactica, which we're heading towards now. You might have noticed I focused on that blue chest. Anytime you complete a world, maybe even a level, I haven't actually gone back to the top after a level completion, but it should actually track any of the items you unlocked but were not able to collect. So, for example, if a red orb baddie is like running off screen and somehow you finish him before he's actually gone, but you weren't able to retrieve that red orb because it was like off screen, you can actually collect them right there, or you can return it into the level and get them again, which is how we're going to do it. All right, here we are. We've dropped all the way back down, and we've got Starbuck, Boomer, Athena, and Apollo, who all seemingly have the laser ability and some other stuffs too. So I'm excited for this. I know that we unlocked the turret from the mold machine here too. And look at that, I took a different route this time. Whap, whap, whap. All right, pretty cool down here. Looks like we're on some sort of a ship in the hub world. And I'm excited to check it out. This is one of the only franchises that I don't have like a very good memory of, and I never watched the newer Battlestar Galactica, only some of the early stuff back when I was a little kid, which I believe this is after. So I apologize in advance if I'm a little off or pulling a Dougie, as we like to say, a little non-knowing of what's going on. But we'll go ahead and get through it together. Hopefully it'll be a great series. I cannot wait to get to it. Guys, don't forget to check us out on social media. HappyThumbsGaming.com is available for your viewing pleasure too. As for me, though, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time...